Bees? So what is the buzz about bees? They're pretty great if you think about it. I'm sure you've seen them swarming the news from time to time for far more than the transportation mishap in September. They're a pretty big deal. They ensure humanity's survival. How does such a little thing do this? Well, 1/3 of our food supply relies on bees for pollination services. When bees collect pollen to feed, it is stored in leg baskets for the hive. Traveling from flower to flower spreads the pollen around. This results in cross-pollination and plant reproduction. Still not a big deal? Well, without cross-pollination, crops don't grow. Without crops, holes are put in the human way of life. I find it all the more ironic that humans, who rely so heavily on bees, are the ones killing them actively as natural causes. Commercial farms spray bee-killing pesticides, or like in September, people anger the bees and think the best thing to do is eliminate them completely. So much extra damage is done for what? Getting stung? Ugly weeds? Speaking of sting, the European honeybee is one of the most well-known types of bee, and one of the most docile. They only sting when provoked. With a name like honeybee, honey production is what comes to mind. Since there's no such thing as a pollination bee, there are misconceptions about how much bees do. There's so much more than wax and honey. Actually, the honeybee is a whole type of bee on its own. There are over 20,000 species of bees, and not all produce the honey we eat today. For instance, the bumblebee stores nectar to feed off of rather than honey. So honey production makes the honeybee the most valuable, right? Actually, no. Bumblebee pollination services are worth more than hive honey product can yield. And their form of defense is a lot more practical than the European honeybee. They are able to sting multiple times before dying, rather than just the one. With that, there's the idea that bees only defend with stings. That's untrue. The Japanese honeybee is never afraid to fight back. When threatened by the Japanese hornet, 5 times larger than the bee, they commit an act known as bee-balling. Hundreds of bees gather around the threat and vibrate their flight muscles for friction hot enough to cook the hornet alive. This is lethal to the giant hornet, but honeybees come out unharmed. Bees like to pursue things as a team effort. Even more solitary ones do. The leafcutter bee are the ultimate loners in the bee world. They start out with a single female and build up from there, but hives do team up with other hives to share the guard duty and sense of unity. A trend can be spotted through various species of bees. There is a collective need to protect the hive. Hive mind is the theory behind the intelligence of a bee. As an individual, it is debatable whether or not a honeybee is all that bright. However, a group of honeybees is seen as a 10-pound consciousness. Together, a hive can conduct all the physiological behaviors. This can be compared to the nervous system, with each bee functioning like a neuron. It is no product of telepathy. All of this is done through various bee dances. Waggling while dancing is in an H shape indicates locations of resources. A round dance indicates a location nearby. A tail-driven dance is an indicator that there's a long distance between. These actions simulate neurons exciting one another, while coming to an agreement. Those who oppose, aka the opposing signal, bump heads. This is saying do not do. These beings are more organized than we think. They're little pieces of life that feed into a grand consciousness. Hive behavior is so complex that we do not fully understand it. There are theories that this behavior could help us figure out more about the mammalian brain functions. A blind eye is turned to the importance of bees. They are treated like most population decreases in the animal kingdom, but this time, they directly affect the human race. There is everything to lose if the general public does not address the bee problem.